visionaries. Welcome to another Monday Night Live training, where your journey to business success accelerates. Join us for insights, strategies, and tools to elevate your business while keeping your budget in mind. It's time to transform your passion into profit. Your host, Corey von Bill Foster, is about to take the stage. Get ready to be inspired and empowered. The future of your business starts now.
All right. Hello. Let me just make sure all our tech is working. I think we're good. All right. Well, hello. Welcome to another Monday Night Live. Do a little dance. Now, this is my hype myself up moment. And I love talking about this because I think it's so important to know, like, there is work. How do I say it? Yeah, there is kind of work that goes on behind the scenes, and people are like, oh my God, you're upbeat, and how do you do this on a Monday every Monday at 6? And I'm like, y'all, sometimes it's a struggle. sometimes it is. Sometimes I'm like, all right, but if nothing else, I try as soon as I start to kind of pump myself up with energy. Sometimes I'm sugaring up. Got my little cup here. I'm sugaring up because I want to make sure you guys are getting all my energy, even though it's like 6 p.m., the end of the workday on a Monday, right? Because we're here to get information, right? Wherever it is, we're here to get information. And for all you newer entrepreneurs, let me just say that this is not that late, because some people are like, why is it, later in the evening? One, because I know some of you still work. So I want to try to make it accessible for those who work. I would do it later, but y'all, I would be too tired. And I actually have my own coaches that I, go to their sessions. And I have a coach that has a session like 8 o'clock tonight. So 6 o'clock is where we fit in. And if you're new here, we do this every Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. No matter what, rain, shine, sick or health, does not matter. We are here in the building doing these Monday Night Live talks. These are meant to be very conversational, very laid back. I'm super excited because I'm working on a new show that will be on YouTube. It will not be live. It is so cool. I've been wanting to do another show on top of the Monday Night Lives now for a minute, for a long minute. I ain't gonna lie. Part of me was like, well, we'll just replace Monday Night Live. But I said, no, we're gonna see it through. So we're gonna finish Monday Night Lives this year. So it'll end in December. I'm not sure if it's coming back, but this new show is gonna be really fun. My team is excited about it. I'm excited about it. We should start recording it soon, so be on the lookout for the new iRock show. We also are going to be bringing out some more podcast episodes. If you have not watched, I think it's season 3 of the Doing Business with Confidence podcast, you should check it out. It's on our YouTube channel as well and on major podcasting platforms. Woo, that was a mouthful. All right, so a little bit about me, just in case you didn't know, is I am a speaker, I'm a trainer, I'm also a certified business coach, and I specialize in implementation. And I like to stress that because people don't realize that there are different types of business coaches, right? They're almost like, and I'm saying this in a comparison of category, not in anything else. So don't take offense if you're like a doctor, but you know how doctors have like gastroenterologists, they have emergency medicine, they got neonatal, they got all these different categories. Business coaches come in lots of categories as well. And a lot of people think that if you just get a business coach, that they're gonna be able to solve all of your business problems. And that one is not the case, but also you as the person leading for a business coach really needs to figure out what you are needing. Every year I kind of reassess what I'm looking for in a business coach and a education program for business. And then I go and find the person that fits that need. And sometimes it's, a bittersweet moment because I might have been following an amazing coach that just isn't quite right for me at this time. But I still really like them. And, I can still follow them, maybe attend a few free things, but I really try to make sure I'm investing in what I need in that moment. And typically for me, just speaking from personal experience, it changes from year to year. So I am an implementation specialist, meaning that I support business owners who are really ready to get things done. I used to say, like, if you got mindset issues, go find somebody else, then come when you're ready to work. But we have incorporated more mindset support within our programs. Still, if you need a lot, take care of that first, then come to us. But we are about getting things done. We find that most entrepreneurs, by the time they get to me, have already invested in lots of programs, whether they be webinars, master classes, academy, masterminds, whatever the case may be. They've gotten tons of information. They've taken tons of notes, but they're not actually implementing much of that in their business. So they're not seeing the results of all this education that they've invested in, and they've spent time and bringing into their lives, right? And so we help them really work top down. We help them think about their goals, their vision, their mission in their business. We kind of make sure they're filling in any missing pieces. And then we also help them kind of chart the path forward and then implement that path, right? Because it's not enough to just say, I got goals. It's not just enough to say, I got a blueprint or a framework. It's important to actually put the work in place and get things done. And so that is what a business implementation specialist does. If you want more information, check out my Instagram, check out TikTok, check out YouTube, because I did a whole series last month where I was answering questions that I get a lot. And a lot of those were around what is implementation specialist, how do we help people, who do we support, how do we do it, all that fun stuff. So those videos are there. They're short, they're sweet. So enjoy. Outside of that, I'm also the CEO of iRock Marketable Business Solutions. It is a small business marketing firm based in Virginia, servicing amazing clients from coast to coast, mostly coaches, consultants, speakers, and authors. But we've had lots of different folks. We've had DJs, candle makers, and more. But that's kind of our sweet spot. Coaches, consultants, authors, and speakers. I said it right. There we go. I think I got all four of the main categories. And like I said in the beginning, every single Monday, we come here for a free training, and we host our Monday Night Live series. And today is no different. The topic for today is going to be improved client satisfaction with the right service mix. And we've been kind of talking about products and services this whole month. So if you're like, what is a product suite? What is a value ladder? Like, what type of offering should I have? Feel free to go back to weeks 1 and 2. We're still going to touch on it today and dive a little bit deeper, but understand that through the month we kind of build on the topic, because I realized I only got about 30 minutes or so every Monday, and it's not enough time to kind of dig deep. So we take a topic, break it down into weekly kind of bite-sized, quick pieces. And then, of course, if you are in one of our paid programs, we go way deeper. There's more resources, templates, frameworks, all that fun stuff. But I want you to at least know why these things are important and how to start implementing, or kind of up a little bit, up the antes of what you're doing in your business, if that makes sense. All right, let's dive in. All right. Oh, before I do that, shout outs to my folks in Maryland who I saw this past weekend. I was in Maryland for a speaking event at an amazing event. Oh, it was so much fun. And I was on a panel. I got to see some old clients that I used to have. I was like, look at you on stage. And then I got to see some newer folks, people that I've been in circles with but not seen in person. I was like, oh my God, you got legs. It was so cool. But shout out to you guys who I got to see in Maryland. I'm so sorry I didn't get to meet everybody. I was trying. I will be back. I will be back. I don't know when, because we have a rule about going up north as it's colder. I'm not a cold girly, but I will be back in Maryland, and I will make sure that next time I come, I'll spend a little bit more time there. But I was so excited to see those of you who I was able to see at the event. And like I said, I will be back. And shout out to, I saw Jackie too. We had dinner. Shout out to Jackie. I got in one dinner and one event, and I was out of there. I was in Maryland for maybe 24 hours, y'all. But like I said, I'll be back. Also, I will be in Georgia next week, in the Atlanta-ish area. So if you are in the Georgia, Atlanta area and you want to meet up, let me know. That's probably that might be one of my last trips of the year. I'm gonna just let you know. I don't like traveling when it gets cold, y'all. I'm not that girly. So we're about to wrap it up for the year. But I will be, like I said, I'll be in Georgia I think it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So if you want to get together, have a bite, have a chat, if I can fit in my schedule, I will be happy to see you. All right, let's dive into this topic. Okay, what are our 3 objectives for today? My goal is to help you refine your products and service mix so that it really matches what your clients are looking for. A lot of you may have a lot of things you offer, but they may not actually be the things that your clientele is asking you for, needing from you, wanting from you, begging you to put out. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. I also hope that I can teach you how to use feedback to strengthen your offers. This is something that I find a lot of entrepreneurs do not utilize. And I think part of it is a fear of what people will say. And then it's also just forgetting to do it. You know, it is what it is. It's an extra step that people just forget about because they're so focused on the front end of actually getting new clients and bringing them in and onboarding them and doing the work and the deliverables. But we can't forget the feedback step because it helps us strengthen the products and services that we offer. And then last but not least, I'm going to show you how small service improvements can lead to more referrals and just higher conversion rates in the long term. Fair enough? All right, cool. Alrighty, let me adjust my screen and we're gonna get to tackling this information. Alrighty. Yeah, that's better. Look, it's an eye day. I gotta figure out what works from my screen. All right, so I'm gonna start with a question for you guys. Are your offers designed around what clients need or what you thought you would sell? Right? I'm gonna say it again. Are your offers designed around what your clients need? Okay, or what you thought would sell? And I would say, from my experience working with a lot of coaches and consultants, their initial kind of service suite is typically what they think is going to sell. They get really excited to solve a problem for people, right? They find a gap in the market. They're like, I know I can help people do this. And then they create products and services around it without doing a lot of research, right? Because who wants to do research? I want to have fun. I want to be excited. Research sometimes makes you feel a little disheartened. It can make you feel overwhelmed. A lot of people will do research and feel like their market is very saturated. People will do research and feel like, well, you know, I might not be as good as the next person, or I can never charge this amount, or dang, if somebody else is already doing it, then why should I do it, type of thing. And what I would say to that is you are just a special person doing something in a special way. Even if there's somebody doing something out there very similar, they are not you, especially in the coaching and consultant world. Like, nobody else can kind of put your razzle dazzle on your products and services like you can. And so even if you are seeing, hey, there are other people out here who do what I do, it's helpful. It's helpful because now you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can kind of go out and see what works and then build on that. So it's really saving you time. So sometimes it's about perspective. But like I said, a lot of people like to skip that research piece because I think they're just afraid of what they may see, or they just don't care to. They're like, I know what I'm gonna make. I know what my clients are wanting from me, and usually it's a fail. Usually you don't know. You don't know. You might know pieces, but you don't know the whole thing, and then you spend a lot of time doing trial and error. You're probably wasting some money, wasting some time. You know, you live and you learn. All right, so why do service mixes matter, right? Because that's what we're talking about tonight. Well, they matter because, and we've talked about this quite a bit this month, is not everybody is ready to do business with you at the level they want. Well, plain and simple, right? There are some people who, no matter if they have the money or not, will not invest high ticket unless they really know you, they've experienced you, and they know you're the right fit. Right? Some of you are trying to bypass that and just get them on a call and kind of convince them to work with you. Every blue moon that works, but for the majority of people, that know, like, and trust has to be there. And so a lot of people will invest with you at a lower ticket price and then go up if they haven't experienced you. Now, say you do an event. Well, now they've had a chance to build know, like, and trust, and they can do it quickly. I'm not saying it has to take weeks and months and years for everybody. Some people will be like, oh yeah, one event, great, I'm ready. One challenge, I'm ready. One webinar, I'm ready. But they do have to sometimes experience you. And if you are not out here putting out a mix of content, a mix of offers, then they're not going to get that opportunity. Because if all they can do is find you on your website Google you, find you on your website, and then buy a $10,000 offer. Wait for it. Okay. And then the consulting world is a little bit different because you have things like RFPs that you can, put bids in for and things like that. But they still do research on you. They do research on your company. They do research on you. They may even ask to do a call with you. So there is still that kind of building that know, like, and trust, even if it's more in a corporate way versus a like emotional feelings type of way. So just keep that in mind. All right, so let's talk more about this. So your service mix is your client's journey. It should guide, support, and evolve or transform your client in some way. Okay, so we're not just throwing out a low ticket item, a free item, a mid ticket, and a high ticket to say we have this mix of services. We are really keeping in mind, where's our client at when they start, right? Where are they? What are they struggling with? What are they needing? Excuse me. And then we are creating offers around that as it relates to what we do as a business owner. So that's another kind of thing that I see a lot, is just kind of throwing something out there, right? Especially the low ticket stuff. People will be like, well, here's a PDF. Here's an infographic. And it's just like, who cares about this infographic? Like, what does it do? Well, it's in my niche. It's like, do people even get a win off of that? No. Okay, then why are we doing it? To say that you have an infographic? Who cares, right? People need to be able to get a win out of whatever they experience with you, whether it's a win in knowledge, a win in skill set, a win in the big issue that they're having. But there needs to be a win. So don't throw out something just for the sake of having it. Make sure that it really is keeping that client's journey in mind of where they are, where they want to go. And again, it should support them, it should guide them, it should transform them in some way, shape, or fashion, even if it's a very small way. Clients want to feel like they're getting the right fit for them, right? I told you in the beginning about like finding a business coach. They want to find the right person to work with them right now, right? For the needs they have in this moment. Not just a random bundle, not just a quick little something. They're looking for someone to solve a problem. And if you are not that person and you don't fit into that just right, they are going to go somewhere else. Plain and simple. Something else is a solid mix boosts trust, satisfaction, and referrals. So when you create the right value suite, the right product ladder, whatever you want to call it, the right service mix, it allows you to have more trust from your clients because they know that you're going to be with them for the long haul, that you understand where they are and where they're trying to go. They're more satisfied in the products because it actually fits their needs. And then they're definitely going to refer people because they're going to have the win. They're going to be successful from what you're offering because, it is the right fit. Okay, so when you skip this step and you think that you know best, and you put a little something together and you throw it out there in the wind, and it's a $10, $12, $15,000 offer, and you're not doing anything outside of that to build that know, like, and trust, do not be mad when it flops. Don't be mad. It takes work, and I had to explain this to a few clients over the past few months about like the work it takes. Right? People will lie to you on these calls and be like, "Give me 30 days. Give me 2 weeks. It's like, no, business takes a while, no matter how big or small, no matter how much money you have to throw it. Because I've worked with clients that just like, here's money. And it's like, but you got to do work. you gotta be here. We need your input. This is your business. And a lot of people, again, they don't understand the work that it takes, and they want this magic fix, right? This magic tool, this magic framework that's going to solve all their problems. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist, and it doesn't exist. If you talk to any of the big folks out here in the industry, they're going to tell you about how many times they failed. They're going to tell you about the offers they put out where they didn't make any money or they went in the hole. They're going to tell you about how much they invested in learning and growing even to this day, right? So if you think you're going to somehow bypass all of that, you are mistaken. Okay, you are mistaken. So understand that this is something you're going to have to do. You're going to have to do the research. You're going to have to ask for feedback. You're going to have to try out offers and see what service mix makes more sense and does the best. You may have to tweak different parts of it until you get it just right. It's a part of business. But the best part is at least you know that you need the service mix, right? That you need the value ladder, that you need to get the feedback. Let me give you some examples because I like to make it these concepts more tangible So I have two examples, one for a coaching business and one for a consulting business, right? And it still kind of goes through the same layers. We talked about the different levels in which people want to do business. So they all have a free entry, like a core offer, a premium, which is like a high ticket. And then there's also additional like ongoing support. So here's an example of a coach that has a mix of services. For the free content, they got a weekly live Q&A or a downloadable guide, right? Doesn't take a lot of time, doesn't cost a lot of money. For the guide, you made it once, you put it in some type of place where they can get it, whether it's a CRM, an e-course platform, a landing page. Heck, if you send it an email, as long as they can get it, fine. Weekly live Q&A, you can do it just through like one platform. So you can get on Facebook and go live, you can go on LinkedIn live, you can go TikTok live, you got 1,000 people, you can do Instagram live. Or you can invest in a streaming platform and stream to multiple places. But at the end of the day, you're doing a weekly Q&A. Cool, right? This is a way for people to get value for free from you and still have a win. Because if you're doing Q&As, you're answering folks' questions, which is letting them move closer to their goal. If you have a downloadable guide that actually touches on one of the major pain points your audience has and helps them get past that in some way or put a dip in it, then they have a win as well. Now we have the entry level, right? So a little something to invest, nothing much. You can have power hour coaching. I have that where it's just 1 hour, kind of let you get your toe wet and working with us as a coaching client. Then there's also things like clarity sessions, discovery calls, whatever you want to call it, where you're talking to someone briefly, but giving them value. And your entry offer could be something different. You could have, a lot of people have books. Books are great entry levels as well. A little bit more investment up front for you as a business owner, but there's ways on the back end to make sure you're taken care of. But yeah, a book might cost somebody 20, 25 bucks. Not too bad. You can also do things like webinars, right? You invest in it initially, have a platform for it, but eventually it becomes evergreen and kind of runs on its own. Nice little entry offer as well. You can do a challenge. And sometimes with these free and entry offers, there could be a mix. So like a lot of my clients will do a challenge. It'll be a 5-day or 7-day challenge, and it'll be free, but with a VIP upgrade. So the hope is that you sell enough VIP so that you come out with a little profit. And it also lets you see who's kind of really ready to move forward, but then you're also getting leads from it, and people are still getting value. So that's kind of a mix of a entry and a free. Then you have your core offer, right? The thing that you offer the most is usually about mid to mid-high as far as a coach or consultant is concerned. But you can do a 3 to 6 month one-on-one coaching program. You can do an 8-week group coaching program. But this is like your main thing that is like keeping your business afloat. Then you have your high ticket or premium offer. And this could be a VIP day. It could be a mastermind. Depending on where you are as a business, it could be an academy. It could be a hybrid type of thing where they're getting coaching and done for you services. Lots of ideas, but this is your in the thousands offer. And for some of you who may be newer, this may be, $1,000 to $5,000. Some of you have been around for a long time. This could be $20,000, $30,000, just depends. But these are some great options. Then you have ongoing support like monthly retainer calls, accountability groups. So things that people can pay for to continue to get support at whatever level you would want this to be for. And I would say that it should probably only be offered from mid to high, not entry or free when it becomes to this like additional support, because the other two are like quick wins that they wouldn't need that. Let's go to example 2. For example 2, this is a consultant. Free could be a checklist or a webinar. Entry, so that kind of little investment. Typically, it's in the hundreds or less, depending on where you are as a business. Again, there's variation. People are like, well, how much is it? It depends, because consultants. I had a consultant once that I was working with, and she was charging like $75,000 a pop for these like big consulting packages. So if you're charging $75,000 a pop, the entry offer may be $1,000, right? It could be like a say you work for nonprofits, it could be $1,000 program audit where you go in and actually pull the data and create a report of all of their programs they're currently doing. right? And how successful they've been. You could put the data in on like how much they spent, how long did it take to plan, to show them like what programs are working well and not. And then as you move them up, it's like, okay, now that we've identified this in this little $1,000 entry, we could then move them into a program where we help design their programs for the year. And then we could also then help them implement those, create budgets. There's so much room for growth in that area. But again, if you're a consultant and your high ticket again is $75,000, your entry is not going to be the same as somebody whose high ticket is $10,000. These are different people with different wallets. Okay. So entry offer looks at an audit, an assessment, those types of things. Core offer could be 90-day consulting package. Again, this is like your bread and butter. And when people ask like how much time should be, how long these programs should be, I always say, what are you helping them do? Like, what is the transformation from A to B? And how long does it take you to do that? Now, some people will be like, well, I only really want to work with somebody for 6 weeks. First of all, if you only work with them for 6 weeks, that means you got to find new people every 6 weeks. Right? You're always looking for new people. And if you're like, well, after 6 weeks, they can renew. Well, dang, like that means you got to go back to them and ask them for more money every 6 weeks. I don't do that either. So sometimes it's important to look at one, how long does it take you to work with them? And then realize too, how much team and support do you have to renew them over and over and over again. So again, 90 days consultant package. For my ed consultants, I always recommend 180 days because that gets you a whole school year with the program. Because remember, as a consultant, you're usually not with them every day, right? For a lot of my ed consultants, their biggest package, they were only at the school maybe 8 to 10 times a year, if that. They did a lot of virtual support. They would come in and do PDs, things like that, but they were not there every day. And even for like my nonprofit consultants, they're not workers in those people's companies. They're coming in at pivotal points, maybe quarterly, maybe doing some extra trainings around the planning quarter, maybe doing some additional things mid-year. Like, it just depends. So keep that in mind. But your core offer should be like your main consulting package. Then again, you have your premium, which is can be something like full implementation project. So not only are you giving them the plan, but you're actually helping them execute the plan so that you can upcharge it. And then ongoing support could be quarterly strategy reviews, things like that. I've had several people that do like taxes and things. And I was like, if you don't offer people quarterly check-ins, right, don't let me get all the way to tax time and then you be like, where's all this stuff? And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Quarterly check-ins. Yes, absolutely. Because as a business, you can pay your business taxes quarterly anyway. So why not have quarterly check-ins, quarterly strategies? Let me know new laws, new ways that I can save money, all kind of stuff, right? So ongoing support is really a great thing that you can kind of think about incorporating your business. And those are just two kind of quick examples, because I know most of the people who follow me are coaches and consultants. Let's talk about some tips for finding the right mix for you, right? So something that you can think about when it comes to wins is look at your top performing offers and ask, what do clients ask for next after they finish, right? So if you're getting people through programs, when they're done, what do they want after that? And if you don't have that thing made, then that's probably something that needs to be added into your service mix, right? Make sure you balance your suite with a mix of things like quick wins, right? Quick. And these should be your lower tiers where people can come in again, a guide, a webinar, a challenge, where they still leave with a win. If you're doing a 3-day challenge just to say you did it, but there's no there's no reason for it, right? They leave like, oh, cool, that was interesting. They need a win because that's going to be important to move them through your value suite, right? So quick wins, giving them lots of support, lots of value, especially mid and high ticket. And then also making sure that when you, especially for your premium offers, that you have great bundles, that you have professional kind of containers that you're putting things in. I don't know another word for that, just like platforms, I guess. Making sure that things, if you're charging a premium price, that they're having a premium experience. Hope that makes sense. So make sure that you have your options at the different levels as well, just to offer people more variety and choices. Again, there's somebody out there that's going to be like straight to high ticket, and most people are going to be low going up into high. So just keep that in mind. Now, before we hop up, I do want to talk about feedback, because this is another place, again, that I told you a lot of people just they don't want to do it, right? Even if people just are giving it. And this is also something to think about. People who are more prone to give feedback is because they are not satisfied. And that can kind of make you sad sometimes. It can ruffle your feathers. That's probably because you're not asking for feedback. If you're asking for feedback, you're probably, if you're doing decent, okay, if you're doing decent, you're probably going to get a better mix, right? Because if you're asking for feedback from current clients, they're probably going to give you some good feedback 9 times out of 10. And if they aren't happy with something, you're probably more apt to like fix it in the moment. But if you wait and then somebody writes a bad review or something like that, now it's like, dang, the opportunity was missed to fix it. And again, most people who are going to volunteer feedback is going to be negative or are not super happy. Okay. So I want you to get in the habit of asking for feedback, because your clients will help you figure out what additional services you can use, what worked and what didn't work. And then that allows you to use things like testimonials, DM messages, reviews, and any feedback you've gotten in the past to better your mix, your services, what's included, how things are done. And I always say when I talk about feedback that you don't have to listen to everybody, right? Because there's always going to be a few people that you can't please or have ulterior motives or whatever. But if you keep hearing the same feedback over and over again, it's probably true. It may need to be looked at a little bit, and that is okay. But definitely get the feedback. You can also conduct surveys, do check-ins with your clients, and I would suggest that you plan those out. Don't just kind of be like, let's do a survey today. Like maybe plan that for this particular offer, after the first 30 days, you do a check-in and get kind of a your finger on the pulse to say, like, how's it going for them? Is there anything they need? Clarity? Maybe they're not utilizing a material they forgot about, whatever the case may be. 30 days in, then maybe at the 90-day mark, you're like, okay, you've had a few months. How's it going? Is there anything you would change? What have you? And then, of course, at the end of the thing as well, I wouldn't wait just to the end, because sometimes people will forget all the stuff in between. They're like, well, yeah, you did what you said you're going to do, cool. But there was probably a lot more feedback you could have gained. But also that early feedback allows you to adjust in the moment if necessary. So make sure you kind of plan that out, because most people wait to the end and people are already gone. They've forgotten about you. And then you're like, well, hey, can you take this quick survey? Don't do that. And then if you find there's certain places within your process of getting clients, you could also ask people to test that out as well, because some of you are struggling not even with your current clients, but getting people to become clients. And you may have to ask. I had a client one time who we had to talk about, like, hey, I get you really love gathering as much information as you can before the call, but people are not booking with you because you have a 20-part questionnaire before they can book the call, right? You basically have a full onboarding questionnaire as your intake form or your inquiry form. Nobody's going to do that. They don't know you like that to give you their whole life story. We need to get this down to 5 questions. You know what I mean? And that's the feedback they didn't want to hear. But it's like, this is what you need, because this is why you're not getting clients, because nobody's sitting down filling out 20 questions. Right? They're just not. Okay. So again, feedback is really, really important. Don't be afraid to get it in all areas around your products and services. Let me give you a little bit of bonus before we hop off, just because I really want you guys to boost your satisfaction and referrals. So let's talk real quick about some quick wins you can have. So one thing you can do to help yourself is set expectations clearly in your service descriptions. Excuse me, so that people do not make the mistake of getting into programs they shouldn't be in, right? It's not our job to convince people. Some people are going to want to be frugal and they're going to be like, I know I need that one. Like, I agree with you saying, but I'm going to take this lower one. Just be clear with them about it, right? Because I have offers that are like, do it yourself. And then there's things where it's like, hey, this is with me, right? You're going to get me, not a team member, with me. And they like working with me, but they don't want to pay for the working with me. So they go get this this cheaper thing, which is fine, but I'm very clear, like, hey, you can totally do this, but this is going to take a little bit more of your time to kind of figure out if you have issues of clarity around it. This may take a little bit more trial and effort, trial and error with it. And then also, you're not going to be able to ask me questions. Like, sorry, but this is just a different package. It'll still get you where you need to go, but it may take a little more effort on your part, right? So set expectations really clearly, because I've had clients go through this, and I've gone through it myself, where we've had the talk, then they buy the lower product, and then they try to hit you up in an email or a DM, or find your phone number on the internet, and they'll be like, hey, can you explain this? And it's like, no, because that is a part of this other offer, right? And it's not you gatekeeping. It's literally, that's how it works, right? I told you I've invested in companies where, I've enjoyed the book and it gave me great information, but it definitely left things that I was like, oh, how do you do that? And I had to kind of try to figure it out. I've been in programs, right, where I have like a group of coaches or a course plus a little bit of support, where I've had to still kind of figure out things on my own sometimes, wait for a coach call, whatever the case may be. And I've had one-on-one where I was able to just be like, hey, this is what I need, and let's problem shoot it together. So people need to understand the difference. And it's not always about money. It's like, hey, if this is your goal and this is your skill set and this is what you tried before that didn't work, maybe we need to try something different for you. Okay. Make sure you deliver one small win early on, right? Early on, as soon as you can. So I like to get people hype on their call with me. Like when they leave, I want them to have a win before they even start their onboarding process. Depending on the situation, you may not always be able to do that, but that's like a goal for me. Is like when they leave, I want them to be like, oh, I already got stuff to do, right? I'm waiting for the forms and stuff, but I already got work to do. And they're super excited about that. If I can't do that within the first, I would say 7 to 14 days, I want them to have a win, even if it's small, because that gets them energized to continue and it sets the tone of the project, right? And then it also lets me know, like, are they in the right program? And then again, ask for feedback before the final delivery of the product or service. Get the feedback early and at pivotal milestones, so that one, you get the great testimonials, but also if there is an issue, you catch it early and you can fix it. All right. So hopefully you guys kind of understand why it's important to have kind of this mixed services, right? The value ladder, product, service, whatever you want to call it, so that you can be able to service your clients at the different levels that they're going to come to you for. Now, I give you a challenge every single week. So what is the challenge for this week? You are to audit your services this week and ask, does this mix actually reflect what my audience needs, and does it lead anywhere? Right? But if it does lead somewhere, write that down as well. So audit just one service this week. If you're feeling excited about the process and you want to audit all your services, do it. If you would like us to audit for you, please let us know. You can put audit in the comments. We will reach out to you and give you an audit link. We do brand audits. They do run you 1K, but our audits are always from the client's perspective. I used to get really annoyed when people would audit things of mine and it would have so much data, which was cool, and charts and graphs, but I didn't understand like what it meant and how to fix it. So we do a very down to earth audit. We look at, all your marketing, your sales, your client journey. We even test things out. Like I've called people's businesses and been like, hey, I'm interested in, going to the daycare, get my kid in daycare, like gone through the whole process, right? To see how a real client would experience you and giving you real feedback to fix or elevate whatever it is that you are doing. So we do brand audits. And it can be for whatever place you are in your business. You don't have to be super far along. It's better to know now what you can do to improve than wait and make all the mistakes and then find out like, oh yeah, you could have fixed that. So definitely feel free to reach out for that. Also, for those of you who do not know, we have officially launched ticket sales for our live summit. It is the Implementation Lab Live, happening October 18th and 19th. Completely virtual. And we're all about you guys understanding that it's about real strategies, real systems, and real results. We have some amazing speakers. I can't wait to show you guys. is coming. I will be announcing speakers in the next few weeks for you guys. And they're amazing. They're amazing. The sessions are going to be great. I always try to bring in really great speakers whenever we're doing anything, whether it's a summit, a master class, what have you, podcast, because I want you to get what you need, right? And this event will be no different. We have some amazing speakers coming, and I have challenged every speaker to provide the max amount of value. I said I want it to be action focused. I want them to leave with the understanding of like, this is what I need to do. 1, 2, 3, ABC, to do this in this category. We have experts from all different aspects of business to really support you. And this event is free. So I try to really leave the barriers to access out of out of the business. So it's free now. If you're someone who really likes to sink their teeth into the information, and you want replays, and you want bonuses, and you want extra sessions and extra tools, I encourage you to go ahead and get VIP now. The VIP price that is currently listed on the landing page ends once the event is over. So don't wait till the end and be like, dang, I really do want the replay. And then it costs you more. It's only $97 right now, which gives you the replays and more. So definitely take advantage of that. But this is going to be a great event all around implementing in your business. So yes, just look at the warm and fuzzies, the heartwarming stories, the high energy, but more importantly, you are going to get action steps to get things done in your business. This event is going to be over 2 days. It's not going to leave you guessing, right? There's not going to be any more scattered ideas like, what am I going to do with these things? You're just going to have clarity, systems, and true execution work, right, in place. And I'm just excited for it. It's been a minute since we've done a virtual summit, and we've done things for other clients, but iRock hasn't done one in a few years. And so I'm really excited. Just planning this event made me remember how excited I was when we did it before. And I'm like, oh, we should do this more often. But definitely the link to get your ticket is in the description of this video. Go ahead, grab your ticket early, because even though it's a virtual event, we will max out. Like, I have a limited amount of space for general and VIP. So do not wait. Tell a friend, get your business bestie in the room, and let's have a great time. There will be Q&A, so you don't have to just hear the speakers and then be like, oh, I got a question, and you don't get to ask it. We're going to have Q&A time for them. And the speakers are really great. They're all gifting a freebie for you guys in the VIP. So you're going to get their talk plus more. That is so cool. All right. And also, I'm going to be in the building too. Like, let's not forget, I'm going to be out here giving you all the energy, all the information, and make sure that you guys have what you need. Because truth be told, let me be real for a second. Come fourth quarter of the year, which is we coming up on it, right? That's December, November, and October, right? October, November, yes. I went back for some reason. That's when you guys should really be laying the framework and the foundation for 2026. So this event is October 18th and 19th. Right after the event, you should be sitting down, hunkering down wherever you are. If you have team, get with your team and start your strategic planning for 2026. So this event is a great timing for you guys to really get what you need. And truth be told, I would love for all of you to work with me. But for those of you who maybe don't need me right now, I talked about that earlier, it's okay. Hopefully you are able to find who you need from one of the speakers at this event as well. But some of you may need more foundational work. Some of you may need more mindset work. Some of you may need just sales support, whatever the case may be. And I want you guys to get what you need, because it's going to be in the building. All right. So definitely use the link, join us. It's going to take you to an amazing landing page, if I don't say so myself, that is going to give you all the information and more you need or want to know about the event, including FAQ section. If you still got questions once you look at it, let your girl know. But go ahead and grab your free spot. If you want to go ahead and upgrade to VIP because you know better, go ahead and do that as well. We are going to be giving you guys information of value even before the event starts. So you don't want to wait to the end. A lot of people wait. And I've been telling clients that, like, man, people wait till like the day before, but you miss out on all the fun stuff beforehand, the kickoff calls and the emails that are only for the people who are coming to the event. Like, we don't send them after. Like, if you miss that date, if they go on the 15th, you ain't in on the 15th, you miss it. So please, please, please do not wait. This is going to be a great event. And like I said, I'm excited, but I'm excited to have it, but I'm more excited because I know what you guys are going to get out of it, right? I already can kind of see see the touchdowns and the eye-opening moments and the ahas. So definitely be in the building. All right, guys, that is it for today. If you got any questions, comments, or concerns, you know where to reach me. And I will see you next Monday for another Monday Night Live. You guys be good. In the journey of entrepreneurship, success is often about having the right guidance and tools at your fingertips. Welcome to iRock Marketable Business Solutions, your compass to business excellence. We understand that as a service-based small business owner, your path to success is unique. That's why iRock offers a wide range of coaching and consulting services tailored to your needs. Imagine gaining the knowledge you need from the comfort of your own home. Explore our quick on-demand webinars, courses, and toolkits designed to accelerate your business growth. But we go beyond that. Join our vibrant community in our group coaching programs, or experience personalized guidance with our one-on-one coaching and consulting services. At iRock, every program comes with incredible bonuses. These bonuses are designed to support you on your journey, helping you bridge the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Some of our bonuses include expert speaker sessions, group Q&A calls, guides, checklists, scripts, and more. Ready to supercharge your business journey? Explore our coaching and consulting services. Get the guidance and tools you need to reach your goals. Empower your business with iRock Marketable Business Solutions.